Hello and welcome to a special episode of Review to a Kill. It is our 26th and possibly final episode in which we have the Bondboard. My name's James and I'm a big James Bond fan.
My name's Tom. I've been watching all the Bond films for the first time.
But you know this by now because you've seen all these before. So what we've been doing over a period of the last 2.5 decades is doing one episode every so often where we focus on a particular Bond film, scoring them from the point of view of me having seen them a million times before, Tom never having seen them before in his life, and seeing where the points of difference were, what was interesting about them, what we liked, what we agreed on, what we didn't agree on, and so on, and then scoring them according to 12 specific categories.
Opening sequence, theme song, music score, stunts, vehicle, villain, henchman, location, story, gadgets, gags, and girls.
So what we're going to do in this episode is we're going to go through, in a sort of pop-tastic, chart-tastic rundown, mate, we're going to go through each of the films in the order in which we scored them. We're going to talk about very quickly about each film, what we liked, what we didn't like, and all that kind of thing along the way. Now, as we go through, we're going to have 4 little breaks. It's all been planned. I've got a working pen and everything. It's all been planned.
That is impressive.
Thank you.
I've got all kinds.
Yeah, you've
don't need them this time.
Exactly. No,
just to make me
superfluous,
look like people do on
exactly
when they're on Question Time and they go
or
like that.
Or Countdown when they're not really writing something down, but they sort of pretend.
Doodling.
No, I got the same. That. It's nonsense, man. Anyway, there's going to be 4 little breaks as we go through the 25 films.
Yeah.
Because your mate Phil has done a splendid job providing us with all kinds of data, having broken down all the data and sliced and diced it a million different ways. So we're going to look at some of those, what would we call them? Little data sets, I suppose, along the way. What did we think was our favourite era or our favourite actor or whatever along the way? There's one film which we had wildly differing views on. Okay. But anyway, we'll see all that
And we
stuff.
should say, because we're going to be talking about all the Bond films.
Yeah.
Massive spoilers.
Oh, yeah, enormous spoilers.
For all of any of them.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And thank you for all your correspondence all the way through, by the way, because it's been great to have your thoughts as well. And we will return in some form in the not too distant future, but more on that at some stage. So, counting down from 25 to 1, based on our scores on the Bondboard.
Oh, hang on. Shall I activate it soon?
Oh, you should. Yeah, one last time. For old time's sake, please do activate the Bondboard.
Here we go.
Okay.
Shit.
Activate.
Whoa, look at that. Oh, they go round in a circle. Wow.
Slightly. Oh, shit.
Your technological
Forgot to
genius
stop
knows
the
no bounds, he says, as that starts rolling again.
Ignore that. Ignore it.
Yeah.
That was Nick. I had to rip that off the gourd board. You remember the little baby board?
I remember the gourd board, the baby. It may have a role to play in future episodes. Who knows? So, for each of the 12 categories, though we've scored them out of 10, each of us, okay? And that obviously gives each film a possible maximum score of 240.
Yeah.
So all the numbers I will give are scored out of 240.
Yeah.
Are you ready to begin the pop-tabulous rundown, mate?
Yeah.
Right, okay, great, mate. Well, at number 25, and let's be honest, last on the Bondboard is Die Another Day with an overall score of 137 out of 240.
Yes.
And what was the discrepancy in our scores? It was quite big,
Well,
wasn't it?
let's have a look. You scored it 77, so I scored it 60. So I think
you
that's
really
the
didn't
biggest
like it.
difference.
It is. We'll talk about that a
17.
bit later on.
Yeah.
We've got a little breakout where we're going to talk about that. Die Another Day. So, what did you like about it? What didn't you like about it? I mean, I said at the time, I thought the first half of this movie is pretty good. But the second half really falls away. It's pretty unimaginative. I think there are a few good gags and a few good little scenes in this, but way too much CGI. That would be my quick review. What
the
you
Invisible Car one.
Yeah.
It's the John Cleese. Desmond Llewellyn's gone.
Yeah.
And
it's got a mountain to climb.
I only got 5 for gags from me, and I believe that's probably I know they were going like crazy, but none of them landed. I didn't like John Cleese in the movie.
Some of the dialogue's very clunky, isn't it?
Yeah, and all the Jinx and Bond. It's the sleaziest
for a Bond film.
Yeah.
Okay, so Die Another Day comes in 25th and last with a score of 137. However, just in front of it in 24th with a score of 142 is down there, Quantum of Solace, the 2008 second movie of Daniel Craig. Now, what was our scores for this? Were we sort of reasonably on the same page?
Well, again, you've been a bit more generous.
Yeah, well, I'm the fan. I suppose I'm going to be, aren't I?
You went 78, I went 64.
Okay, so you liked it slightly more than Die Another Day, but not a whole lot.
Yeah.
Quantum of Solace, I would say, great pace to the movie. Zips through very quickly, which is really good.
Yeah.
I do think there are some excellent individual scenes, which we talked about in our episode.
Yeah.
The opera scene in Bregenz, Bond and Felix in the bar in Bolivia, I thought was great. The closing scene in Kazan, I really liked. However, problem with this movie, the plot is all over the place. The story is a complete mess. We talked about how unsatisfactory it is that it's basically Casino Royale Part 2. You can't watch it without having first seen Casino Royale, which is quite limiting. And it's lacking a great villain, I think.
Yeah, it's the one with
Dominic Green.
Yeah.
Dom. Big bad Dom.
Yeah. And it was the first one where I was really put off by the editing style. Choppy.
Choppy.
All.
It is very choppy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Great line, though. We are teachers on sabbatical and we've just won the lottery. That is one of my favourite things in Bond. But anyway, 24th for Quantum of Solace, which takes us on to 23rd. And I'm afraid to say this is a classic movie. So we're gonna annoy a few people with this. In 23rd, we have Dr. No, the first and, in many ways, archetypal original Bond film. However, as we've said many times through this whole series, what we're grading here is the sort of elements of the Bond film, the stunts and the vehicles and the gags and the theme song. And Dr. No just didn't have a lot of that stuff. It was they were still finding their feet and working out what the formula was going to be. So no reflection on it as a movie. I think we both agree we would happily sit and watch it.
Yeah.
And it would be much higher if we were scoring it a different way.
Yes.
But looking for these sort of elements, it didn't come out very well, unfortunately.
Yeah. And that is really similar scores from us. So that's only 72 from you and 71. So not a lot in it. We both liked,
both liked it about the same.
Scored it the same.
There we are.
And I think it's fair to say, it is the first one, and you have your first go at it, and it's really, really good. But you just realise, we can do more of that kind of thing, and then they become that. It has to.
It grows in different areas
to become a trope, doesn't it?
Exactly.
There weren't really any gadgets, stunts and things like that.
No great major action sequences compared to what we subsequently saw.
Yeah. But it's a really cool debut for the character.
And Connery looks amazing. It's the sort of classic intro into Bond, isn't it?
Yeah.
That whole life. And don't forget as well, I know we talked about this at the time, imagine watching that film in 1962 in dreary, pre-Beatles, almost post-war, really, Britain. And suddenly there's this guy in this amazing suit, very handsome, in Jamaica. And, it would have just been amazing. So, and of course relies very heavily on Fleming's story, which is always a really nice thing to see. So this is a film we both love. It just didn't score very highly doing it this way. So apologies to Dr. No and fans thereof. You're in 23rd. 22nd with a score of 146 out of 240 is
Oh, down there.
Down there.
Your favourite. Yeah.
My favourite movie. No Time to Die. The most recent and last of the Eon-produced Bond films.
So we've gone from the first to last.
We have gone from the first to the last, and there's only 3 points in it.
Yeah.
This we had a long conversation about in our last episode. Go on, what are the scores?
Well, again, not that different. You went 71, I was 75. So this is your lowest scored out of the whole series.
Is it? That doesn't surprise me.
Doctor No's just one above.
That doesn't surprise me, actually.
Die Another Day, yeah, you scored 77, so yeah.
Right. Okay. That doesn't surprise me. It is... I do struggle with it. I've got goods and bad points here. I know we went through this extensively in the last episode, so I won't have another rant, you'll be pleased to hear. I think there are some great stunts in this. I think the Cuba is a great callback sequence. I think there are some nice individual scenes. I think it's too long. I think it's got many prop problems. And I'm sorry to have to say this, that ending, that last half an hour, I'm sorry, I'm just not having it.
Yeah.
What was your thoughts on this one?
Yeah.
I think you liked it more than I did.
Yeah. It was like when you were ranting, and no, it was rant, let's call it what it was. At no stage did I feel like bothered enough to step in and defend it, you know. But I don't think I felt as strongly as you. Like I wasn't in love with the movie.
I didn't hate it, but
I didn't really care when you were going off the other week. So
there is a middle part of that No Time to Die episode where you might need to skip on about 20 minutes. It's
the best bit.
It's when I take the Christmas jumper off. That's when it starts. So, I did have a bit of a moan about No Time to Die. So
I think I just said I found it all right, but underwhelming as a finale for Craig and
for the
Bond.
Craig era.
Yeah,
I agree.
And just while I think the death. While it's like, I can understand how annoying it is. I didn't think it was that badly executed. It's just a really dumb thing to do.
It's just a bad idea.
Because we've talked about it, and we know there's going to be another Bond movie now confirmed.
Yeah.
They're going to start shooting, next year.
Next year, I think,
So it's January now. So
Don't hold your breath.
It's going to be a while, but we'll be back on the...
And look, just to say, for all the ranting and raving that I do, this is all just my opinion. I know that people like and respect and really enjoy, talking about Bond with. They will see it a different way, and that's totally fine. Our friend A Cinematic Bond wrote an excellent long piece under the No Time to Die episode, laying out why they like it, and I totally get it and totally respect your view and love what you wrote. That's just the way we saw it. Hey, it's all good fun. It's just a personal opinion. Doesn't really matter at the end of the day. So rendering all this completely unnecessary. But anyway, we'll carry on. There's a bit of a gap now to the film that's in 21st with a score of 154. So we've jumped up a little bit. In 21st is The Man with the Golden Gun. Roger Moore's second film, of course, shot in 1974. There is a lot to like here. I mean, outstanding villain, one of the great Bond villains. A pretty legendary location with the island in Thailand and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
I think the problems with it is it does feel in places a bit plodding, a bit... uninspired in places. I think there's some good scenes, but it doesn't quite mesh together terribly well somehow.
Yeah.
I think we sort of felt there was more pros than cons, but as a whole, it wasn't a great movie.
Yeah, but it's a lot of fun. There's a lot. It is
a lot of fun.
A lot of fun to be had with Rog, with Christopher Lee, as you say. Very low score for the theme song for me.
Yeah, you weren't fond of the theme song, were you?
So that brought it down a bit.
3 for the theme song. Wow.
Gadgets, I only went 5. I don't know. I suppose you had the Golden Gun.
You weren't feeling the flying car either, were you? Particularly from memory. I don't think you fancied that much either.
But and it's the second appearance of JW with his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels a little bit laboured second time round compared to the first.
I don't know. I know you like him, don't you? Yeah, it's one of those ones. That's a good one to have on like at Christmas or
totally.
bank holiday
Totally.
or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good bank holiday.
I remember watching it as a kid, 8,
Yeah.
9 years old, and absolutely loving it.
Yeah.
Just thinking, and I still think actually, which at the age of nearly 51, it says a lot about my mental state. I'm
Yeah.
basically still a 9-year-old. But I laugh just as much now when he drives through the plate glass window as I did then. I just think it's so beautifully executed. So there we are. Well, that's our bottom 5.
Yeah.
Shall we take a very quick break and have a look at some of Phil's outstanding data? Because one of the things that Phil did for us was break down our favourite actor
Yeah.
based on the scores we gave each of that actor's movies, do an average for each of them, and then see where we get to. And do you know what? It's really, really interesting because for both of us, our favourite Bond actor, having done it this way, is Timothy Dalton.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting. Now, admittedly,
Well-
there's only a sample size of 2. So if you get 2 good movies and then don't make any bad ones, that does help with the scores.
Yeah.
But nonetheless,
Well.
our averages are very high for Big Tim.
Yeah. I mean, we'll come to his movies when we get to them. But I will say I've been going through having a bit of a binge with all the Bond movies because
Yep.
the first time I watched them, I was waiting like an episode at a time. So I've gone, bit of a binge. I'm on the Brosnans now.
Yep.
And I could have watched another 2, 3, maybe even 4 Dalton Bond movies.
Yeah, I agree.
If history was different and
We said at the time, didn't we? He was probably a little bit ahead of his time.
Yeah.
Because he came right after a long period of sort of levity with Roger Moore, who is our second favourite, by the way. So we do like a bit of levity as well.
Yeah.
And it's still the mid to late 80s when it's yuppies and Thatcherism and car and consumerism and all that kind of stuff. And so I wonder if that was the wrong time in history to go back to Fleming's Bond, which is basically what he was trying to do. I wonder if he'd have got better received in the 90s or today. I mean, ultimately, Craig really has done a lot of going back to Fleming's Bond, hasn't he? And obviously that's been extremely successful.
Yeah.
So there we are. Interesting breakdown, right? So Dalton is the highest for both of us.
Yeah.
Roger is second for both of us. Sean Connery is third for both of us. Then it's Daniel Craig. And then Pierce. And of course, George Lazenby, there's only one film. Although he does score very highly. We've sort of taken him out because there's only one sample size to take it from. Although you look like a big Lazenby fan. Your average score is 87, which is almost as much as you score for Dalton. So
bloody good movie.
bloody good movie.
But unlike the Dalton ones, like I'm fine with there just being the one Lazenby movie. While I'm happy with what he did in the film,
Yeah.
I haven't got like a if only they'd done more Lazenbys. Where I do have
you do with
think
Dalton.
ponder what would that have been like. And
What might have been.
how good would it have been? Bloody
What
good.
might have been.
Yeah.
Well, there we are. Should we get back to our Pop Tabulous
Let's
chart
do it.
rundown, mate? Into the top 20 now, mate.
Right.
Well, actually, I say 20. We have a tie.
Yeah.
Now, we have a tie. So we're going to do the most recent one first. And anyway,
Okay.
so we have a tie for 19th place, okay? With a score of 157, it is both Spectre
I
and
put 20 there. Silly me.
Diamonds Are Forever. So both Spectre and Diamonds Are Forever scored the same, which is really interesting because you could not find 2 more different movies
Yeah.
than those 2.
Polar
And yet we ended up
opposites, I
scoring
would
them the
say.
same, although they're polar opposites.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Spectre first.
Spectre.
157. What was our scores for that?
82 from you, 75 from me.
Yeah, I remember liking it a bit more than you. I think
Yeah.
you felt it was a bit of a missed opportunity, didn't you? Which I did as well, but to be fair, but I was probably a bit more generous in my marking. I mean, there is there's some good individual scenes in this. I think the train fight is terrific. We've talked a lot about fights on trains, and I think that that is the best train fight after From Russia with Love.
Yeah.
That is a really,
Bloody
really
good.
terrific scene. So there are some really good individual scenes, some great locations. I quite like the North Africa stuff and I think the way a lot of these places look on screen is great. Obviously, beautiful shots of Rome. I think there are some problems. Why make Bond and Blofeld brothers? I don't think we ever really got to the bottom of that, did we? We never quite understood why they did that.
No.
I think we felt it was a bit of a missed opportunity given how strong that cast is.
Yeah.
All those great people you have, you could do more with them, Ralph Fiennes and so on. And I think we felt the action sequences were a bit uninspired as well. Some of the stunt scores were a bit low. Look, 6 and 5 for stunts from us respectively. So that's probably where it was let down. What are you saying for Spectre?
Yeah, it was the Blofeld, Christoph Waltz, not really
used enough.
Yeah.
Or in the right way, was he?
Yeah.
Not used in the right way.
Yeah, it's just not as exciting as I think, and it's quite a go-to thing. Oh, what if it turns out they were related?
Yeah.
So what? I don't know. Yeah.
It is a bit.
It's just that.
It's not quite Luke, I am your father.
Yeah.
As a reveal, it's not quite, hasn't got the same kick.
Since that, it's like,
Yeah.
well, that's, you're not going to get any better.
Yeah.
Even do it, in the next Star Wars movie, and it's like, oh yeah, and Leia's your sister. It's like, okay.
Right, yeah, okay, we've done this thing. And also, to be fair to it as a movie, it's got a difficult job following Skyfall, which was so wildly successful. It's difficult second album territory, isn't it? So it is difficult to follow such a movie as Skyfall. But yeah, a bit of a missed opportunity, I think, Spectre. Some good individual scenes, but maybe not a great overall movie, I would say. Also in 19th, also on 157 points, Diamonds Are Forever.
Yeah.
Totally different movie, exactly the same score. What was our scores for that?
83 from you and 74 from me.
So again, you didn't like it quite so much.
Yeah.
Is that too much silliness, do you think?
It's far and away the silliest Connery one.
Oh, yeah.
And it's at the time, because of like the casting going from Lazenby back to Connery.
Yeah.
And yes, I think we commented that it's a bit of a money grab, maybe.
Yeah. I still think there's a story there that wasn't possibly explored enough, which is Bond's reaction to Tracy's death.
Yeah.
Which I guess was because On Her Majesty's Secret Service was unpopular at the time, and the ending had been very unpopular. I suppose they wanted to wrap that up as quick as they could and move on to the fun and the larks and the gags and all the rest of it, right? But the problem with that is you've then got this enormous thing in Bond's life, which is literally dealt with by the end of the opening sequence of the next movie.
Yes.
And then he's back to, right, let's go around the world, shag some women, kill some baddies.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It sort of feels a bit... It's almost a bit too, I think, for some people. One thing I will say is, I do think Connery, let's be fair, he was getting paid a hell of a lot of money for this movie, but he is having a tremendous amount of fun. I think you can tell he's enjoying it again. I don't think he enjoyed the process of filming You Only Live Twice.
Okay.
And I think you can tell in Diamonds Are Forever, he is enjoying himself again.
Yeah.
I do think there is a poor climactic scene. I think the final shootout on the oil rig is not great.
The Batho sub.
Yeah, and I won't kill him. I'll just bash him into that thing, and then we'll just go. It's sort of, and none
Tiffany
of it.
Case doing the machine gun
Yeah, where she's previously been quite cool.
Yeah,
so
that's where it goes to this sort of broad comedy and stuff that you kind of expect from Roger Moore, but Roger Moore feels, or I don't know, feels a bit more suited to it, and they kind of they play off his strengths.
Yeah. No, I agree. So that's equal 19th. It all gets a bit simpler now because we have a few where they're not equal. So the maths is not under threats quite so much. In 18th place with a score of 164 For Your Eyes Only. 1981, Roger Moore. A return to a simpler Bond film, I think we would say. What's our scores for this?
80 from you, 84 from me.
Oh, so you liked it better.
Yeah.
What was that? The sort of return to a just one guy running around with a gun type thing after the extravagance of Moonraker.
Yeah. Big score for gadgets, I think, on this one because of it's the one with the identikit, isn't it?
Oh yeah. You did like the identikit, didn't you?
Oh no, I only said 7.
Yeah, but the identikit's,
Okay, but
legendary.
The identikit, yes. Just makes me smile as soon as I know it's coming.
Glasses, octagonal. You go.
It's brilliant. And I was sort of confused by it because I thought it only happened in like the time that you see them. And then
It takes 6 hours. They're supposed to be in there. Yeah.
They take
which is
their
why he's got his
jackets off.
shirt off and all that. His jacket off. So I don't know. It's a good film in many ways, and I quite like the idea of a return to a simpler Bond film. We also talked about in our episode how much we loved Diana Rigg's parrot. which was pretty good. I think the problem with this film is I'm not quite sure it knows what it is.
Yeah.
I think in places it's kind of trying to be a bit From Russia with Love-ish, but it can't quite let go of the sort of Bondy gags and silly little things like a talking parrot and that kind of thing, you know. But there is a lot to like here. I will say that.
Yeah.
That takes us on just 1 point above it.
Yeah.
How close it was. In 17th with a score of 165, the aforementioned You Only Live Twice. Connery's fifth film made in 1967. What were our scores for this?
You Only Live Twice.
I think I know this. You scored it quite a lot more highly than me, didn't
78 from you, 87 from me. Yeah.
I know this is an awful thing to say. I've seen it a lot. I wonder if I'm just a bit bored of it. It used to be on telly a lot.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot to like. I mean, bigger sets and more ambitious with the volcano and all that kind of stuff is great. I do think the plot is a problem. It's the first movie where they really haven't leaned on the book at all, other than the fact it's set in Japan. The book is completely different to this movie. There's really nothing Fleming in here at all. I think that's a problem. Even we talked at the time, even the bloke who wrote the screenplay said he thought it was rubbish. And Connery is not at his best. He's not enjoying Bond at this point. He does look a bit... He hasn't quite got his swagger, I don't think, in this movie. However, you liked it more than I did. So is that the volcano and the sort of big set pieces?
That was good.
Yeah, and the classic baddie, see profile for the first time.
Yeah, a lot of ninjas.
Of course, the ninjas. I forgot your ninja obsession. Amazing you didn't score it higher, really, with you. Can we have 20 minutes more ninjas, please?
Yeah. And, one of the most sort of problematic ones in terms of... it's just funny, really, isn't it? When he turns into a Japanese man, stroke Romulan.
Yeah, a 6'4" Japanese Romulan. He can blend right in that fishing village. That won't be a problem, will it? Yeah, no.
But, it's enjoyable stuff.
It's enjoyable. It's enjoyably silly.
Yeah.
Okay, a couple of points in front. In 16th, just before we take another little break, 16th, with a score of 167, is Octopussy. Now, this might be a bit controversial to some, because it is popular amongst the fans.
Okay.
However, what was our scoring differences?
You scored at 81, I scored at 86.
Okay, so again, you liked it a little bit more than I did. Yeah. I think this is a bit of a schizophrenic movie. It's sort of part Cold War espionage thriller and part ridiculous, silly comic book Roger Moore doing a Tarzan yell and telling the tiger to sit and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
and the circus,
it's sort of massively jazzed, doesn't it? But there are some brilliant scenes in this.
Yeah.
So, but I think you enjoyed it probably a little bit more than I did. Again, I've seen it an awful lot. So.
It's coming near the end of the Moore run, isn't it? And there's a bit of kind of laughing at it and with it at the same time, kind of thing. Yeah. But watching these again, I was wondering if I'd kind of be a bit tired of the Roger Moore shtick. But no, it's good. It's good to have.
No, keep them coming, Roger.
Yeah, it's a good run of movies, and then you get to Dalton, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
And
I will say there are some great stunts in Octopussy. I think the train sequence in East Germany, which was actually shot in the Nene Valley, that scene at the end where they attack Kamal Khan's castle.
Yeah.
girls from the circus and the
Queue
flying
and-
balloon.
yeah.
I'm sorry, there's just no excuse for
Like
that.
that,
I didn't like that at all. So,
It does. It does get very daft at that stage.
Yeah. Bit of a mixed bag, I think it would be fair
Yeah.
to say, Octopussy. So anyway, that came in 16th. Shall we have another little deviation? And we'll look at some more of Phil's interesting data, because this is very interesting. According to our combined scores, do you know what our favourite decade is for Bond films?
No, I've forgotten.
It's pretend you never knew in the first
I
place.
mean-
No. It's, believe it or not, the 1990s.
Bloody hell.
Now that's interesting because you've only got 3 Bond movies in the 1990s.
That doesn't seem right.
2 of them are sort of, solid but not brilliant. I think we both enjoy GoldenEye a great deal. So that seems a bit unusual, doesn't it? You wouldn't have picked that. Our second favourite was the 80s.
Yeah.
Then it was the 70s. That's Rog. Only then do we get to the 60s, which strikes me as very odd because I love those old ones. Then we have Phil's combined the 2010s and 2021 for No Time to Die. I may have dragged that score down slightly. Sorry. So 2000s is our least favourite decade, which is understandable because in the 2000s you've got Die Another Day and Quantum of Solace.
Yeah.
So again, 3 movies, 2 of which we scored pretty low. So I think that does make a certain amount of sense. But yeah, apparently the 90s are our favourite. So there we are.
Well.
That's skewed by GoldenEye. Gotta be. Because we
Yeah.
both love GoldenEye. I don't think either of us would die in a ditch for Tomorrow Never Dies. But I could be wrong. Shall we carry on with the chart rundown?
Yeah.
In 15th place, we've just been talking about it. Score of 169. Tomorrow Never Dies. Pierce Brosnan's second movie. Shot in 1997. What's our scores for this? I think they were fairly similar for this.
Yeah. 84 from you, 85 from me.
There we are.
Yeah.
Sort of saw the future a bit, this movie. Media moguls running wild
right,
and
yeah.
overrunning the world.
His name, Carver.
Exactly. Alec Carver
Yes.
is basically sort of Rupert Murdoch, really,
Yeah.
isn't he? And
He was a bit,
yeah, and there is, it's interesting to sort of speculate the role of maybe what social media is doing to the world today and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And that's what they were sort of hinting at, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Obviously, it was before social media, but in terms of how we could use the internet to broadcast to people so quickly and all that kind of stuff. So there is a lot of interesting stuff in this. Great Bond girl. I think we both big Michelle Yeoh fans. I think we both scored Michelle Yeoh's part very highly. Negatives, the plot is a bit messy. We talked in the episode about how they were literally writing the script as they were filming it, which is not ideal, to put it mildly. So I think you can see a bit of that in places. What are you saying for Tomorrow Never Dies?
Well, there were ninjas.
Oh yeah, there were ninjas. So you'd have been happy, right? Just more ninjas, please. Yeah.
Yeah. And like you say, normally when they do tech stuff, computer things, it dates really badly.
Yeah.
Where this one,
not too
like
bad.
you say, it's a bit more of a. It does kind of have parallels with what's actually going on today.
I think there's a lot to like in it, but I think that plot is a bit of a mess, if we're being honest. You can tell there were a few problems while they were filming it. A movie with a much better plot, because it's a classic story based on Fleming's novel, is in 14th, and this will be a little bit low for some people, but just hear us out. In 14th with a score of 170, On Her Majesty's Secret Service. Now, this, again, I suppose it's a bit Dr. No-ish, this, in that this is objectively a better movie than several that we've scored higher, right? If you said which is the better movie, I don't know, On Her Majesty's Secret Service and A View to a Kill, let's say. On Her Majesty's Secret Service is objectively a better movie. It's the cinematography is beautiful. I think you've got one of the great top-tier Bond girls in Diana Rigg.
Definitely.
It's the classic story. They've stuck fairly closely to Fleming's novel, which I think is great. It's just scoring it this way, you're going to get these little discrepancies. So it probably, I think Lazenby having to follow Connery makes it very difficult.
Yes.
And I think the ending will be a sort of love-hate thing for a lot of people. And again, it was a more serious story written in Fleming's time, so there isn't so much in the way of the gadgets and the sort of big action sequences and things like that, which probably dragged its score down a little bit.
Yeah.
What were our scores?
87 from you, 83 from me.
Yeah.
So not very different. And yeah, I really enjoyed this on my rewatch. Just initially, just was a little bit underwhelmed by Lazenby, but I'm used to him and he's all right. And yeah, story-wise, goes to some serious places, and while it's got the Telly Savalas's hypnosis segment.
Do you remember when you first came here, how you hated chicken?
Which kind of is that's the most sort of weird thing that's in it.
I've taught you to love chickens.
But it's still
It was
not
1969, mate. It was acid and all that.
Yeah, it's not quite out of place with the tone.
No.
It's fine.
It's very much of its time, but it kind of works.
And I really, really enjoyed the ending. Was shocked by it, and and then they just kind of do a 5-minute thing in Diamonds Are Forever, which go, where is she? Bashing the crap.
That's
out
taking
of
care of
everyone.
that then. Yeah. I think again, I don't mean to pick on Lazenby. I think if you could pick Dalton or Craig or Connery when he's firing on all cylinders and really interested in the part, and put them in that movie, I think you'd have an absolutely amazing movie. Yeah. I'm not saying Lazenby lets it down. He doesn't, but he's fine. I think it would have been elevated by a truly great actor. But I do think it's a great movie, and it's great to see Fleming's book, or at least something that's so close to the book, on the screen. Yeah, always good to see.
I've taught you to love chickens.
Let's move on to 13th. Just 1 point in front in 13th with a score of 171. The World Is Not Enough. Pierce Brosnan's third Bond movie made in 1999. I have a bit of a soft spot for this movie, and that probably skewed the scoring very slightly because I watched it when I was backpacking around the world in a cinema in Singapore, which was quite a nice experience. So I probably skewed the scores a little bit there, but I think I scored this one fairly high, didn't I?
So you scored that one 85. I scored 86.
Those are pretty high scores for a movie that I think a lot of people would think of as a bit forgettable or a bit unmemorable.
Yeah.
Probably one of the less famous ones.
Yeah. And this is why the Bondboard maybe doesn't work.
Skews the figures slightly.
Because there is a difference between if I did my actual favourite ranking, which I haven't done.
Mine too. Yeah.
This wouldn't be so high up, I don't think.
No. But all the elements are there. I think that's what it shows, isn't it? Doing it this way. There are great gadgets. There are great, I think Sophie Marceau's terrific. Yeah. So that's a high score for the girls section. Yeah. I think, it's... all the elements are there, I think.
We both liked Robbie Coltrane quite a bit. So he was funny, so there was some good bits.
In fact, if you look at the score for it, I think I'm right in saying it was the henchman that sort of let it down. If you had if you had a better henchman, I think it would be really higher score in this for this movie. So it's 5s, isn't it? Yeah. So a better henchman, and it would have been definitely top 10, I think. So that's quite interesting because this, as I say, is not one that tends to stick in people's minds a great deal. One thing I will say that's good about this movie, I think this is Pierce Brosnan's best performance as Bond.
Yeah, okay.
I think he looks his most comfortable here. I think he's third movie, he knows the part now, he knows the character. He's not, I wouldn't say he was bored by the time of Die Another Day, but I think there's part of him that kind of realises this is all a bit silly, really. Whereas I think The World Is Not Enough, being a bit more grounded, probably appealed to him. So I do think this is Pierce's best performance as Bond. Right, let's move on. 12th, with a score of 177, is License to Kill. Dalton's second and sadly final Bond film. After this, we then go into this 6-year hiatus where there are no Bond films. What were our scores for this?
88 and 89.
There we are, very close.
Yeah.
We both enjoyed this one.
Yeah.
Darker, edgier Bond film. This was the first 15 certificate Bond film in the UK.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe a little bit
probably
too dark.
Probably because of the shark bits or whatever.
Probably. Chompy of the shark.
And the head exploding.
The head exploding is quite serious, isn't it? That's quite 15-ish. Maybe a bit too dark and a bit too edgy for some people.
Well,
not for you and me,
yeah.
because we're hardcore.
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
the guys. But for a lot of people,
really
I
are
think
the
for
guys.
we really are
Yeah.
the guys, aren't
Yeah.
we? But I think for the casual fan, probably it was a bit of a shock after.
Wow.
It's only 4 years after A View to a Kill, come on. Suddenly
Yeah.
people's heads are exploding. One thing I would say about this, it doesn't always feel like a Bond film when you watch it because it was shot entirely overseas. You
Yeah.
don't have those lovely shots of London and so on. But I'm nitpicking. There's a lot to love in this movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're a big Daltz fan, aren't you?
Big Dalton fan, and yeah, just love this era of filmmaking where where the stuntmen are just like, I'll do that, I'll do this, I'll do that, and it's mental.
Yeah.
And so yeah, cracking stunts, cracking action.
Yeah.
Very good.
You like it. He does like his 80s action movies. Right, we're going to take another little break and have a look at some of Phil's data, because this is quite an interesting breakdown. This is the differences between us in how we scored each movie.
Yeah.
Now, we've done some of these, but there's others we still need to get to. So the biggest difference between us, Die Another Day, which I scored 17 points higher than you. So I clearly liked it a lot more than you did. Quantum of Solace, I scored 14 points higher than you. Here's the interesting bit. You Only Live Twice.
Yeah.
There's 9 points between us. And Diamonds Are Forever, there's 9 points between us.
Yeah.
But you scored You Only Live Twice much higher than I did. So that's quite interesting, because you'd think for me as a fan, having seen it a million times before, the Volcano, the classic Blofeld and everything else that You Only Live Twice has, you'd have thought I'd scored it a little bit higher. The one that we both, there was only one of 25 movies that we both agreed on totally
Okay.
and got exactly the same score for each. And that was From Russia With Love. I won't tell you what the score was because that's still to come, but we both scored it exactly the same. And there was also only 1 point between us on Dr. No, Moonraker, License to Kill, Tomorrow Never Dies, and The World Is Not Enough. So we liked those movies almost as much as each other.
Yeah.
Now I wonder if a lot of those are a little bit formulaic's the wrong word, but the formula is quite well established by this point.
Yeah.
The way the story works and the gadgets and the humour and all that kind of stuff. So I think we're both just sort of along for the ride at that point. From Russia With Love, you can't say that about.
Yeah.
Because they're still tinkering with the formula. It's only the second movie.
Yeah.
And so the fact that we both like that, I think shows, even though it's not part of the formula, it shows what a good movie that is as a standalone movie. Which is kind of the thing we like most, isn't it?
Yeah.
So there we are. Now, I would say top 10, but we've actually got a tie for 10th place.
Yeah.
So we have more than 10 movies to do. But anyway, the tie for 10th place with a score of 179 is both Moonraker and Live and Let Die, which is there. So, two Roger Moore films scoring exactly the same score. Should we do Moonraker first?
Yeah.
How did we compile our score of 179? Was it sort of roughly the same for each movie?
Yeah, 89 and 90 from me. So 89 from you.
Okay,
90.
so we were pretty close together.
Yeah.
And we were within one on Moonraker as well, weren't we? And Live and Let Die as well.
Live and Let Die, no.
Oh, no.
I've got 86 from you, 93 from me.
So you love Live and Let Die a lot more. That's interesting. Let's quickly zip through Moonraker first. 1979, bigger budget, more ambitious. By far the biggest budget of a Bond film at that time. Globe-trotting Bond, some great locations, dashes from Venice to Rio and all over the world, and all that's very good. There are some things I think we struggled a bit with in this. I think we both felt that Jaws falling in love was a little bit silly, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
And the other thing, you had a lot of fun with...
A woman.
Yeah, a woman.
A woman.
A woman.
I think Jaws falling in love, did that affect my score? Because what would that be in story, I suppose?
Yeah. I remember talking about it and we were both pretty sort of, really?
I
at
think
the
it
time.
falls into the category of it's sort of feel good bank holiday or Christmas
Exactly that.
stuff.
Yeah, exactly that.
I can cope with all of that. It's
Yeah.
all right.
Jaws falling in love with
A woman.
a woman. So yeah, Moonraker, I think,
Who
has some
hasn't
great
got
scenes.
braces.
Who hasn't got braces? We established this, but she's still with us in spirit. The glasses and bows are there, and you looked lovely as
Thanks.
as her, by the way. Very beautiful, especially the beard. I thought worked really well. And then we have Live and Let Die, which has the same score. Now, little bit of context to this. Don't forget, 1973. They've been through 3 different Bonds in the previous 4 years.
Yeah.
So the franchise is in a bit of trouble, really, and yet more effortlessly comes in, kicks off his run. This is one of your highest scores so far. You really like this movie.
Yeah. 93.
Yeah, that was interesting to me for you watching it for the very first time. That you took so much
86.
to this movie. I love this movie, but I'm sort of expected to. I think the fact that you enjoyed it as much as you did was quite interesting.
Yeah.
As a first time watcher.
Yes. I mean, this is, I think I've said throughout, or occasionally on the series, I did grow up in the 80s and 90s, so I didn't, it's not like I didn't know what James Bond was.
James Bond? What's that?
I'd obviously seen bits and pieces.
Yeah.
And a lot of the bits and pieces I'd seen were Roger Moore, so I
Yes.
was most familiar with him.
Yeah.
So I knew what to be prepared for in a way, or the kind of style.
Brace yourself, son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Live and Let Die, he just like you say, he just goes in and
Just hits the ground running.
it's just doing it in a completely different way, I suppose, rather
Yeah.
than doing a Connery impression or anything like that. He's
doing it his way.
Doing it Roger
Yeah.
Moore's way.
Yeah.
And it's the one with Yaphet Kotto and Jane
Kananga.
Seymour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although we didn't think much of the exploding Kananga.
No.
I think we sort of had a bit of fun with. That
doesn't
sort of
look too great.
That doesn't look great, to be honest.
But that is the movie with the crocodile bit, which
A great stunt.
insane. And now
One
I've
of
seen
the great stunts.
I've seen the bits now, which I'll try and find with the outtakes where it doesn't quite go right, and it's like, whoa,
Where he nearly
just
loses a leg.
Well done. That's
Yeah.
one of the most impressive stroke scary things to
By
watch.
a man called Ross
Is the
Kananga. They named Kananga after him because he did the stunt so well. So there we are. There's so much to like in that movie, and you're right. Some of the stunts that I think the stunts are terrific. Shall we move on? In 9th place, we have, with a score of 180, we have The Living Daylights. Timothy Dalton's first movie, 1987. We've talked about what a difficult job that was to take over from Roger Moore, who was a generational Bond, been in the role for more than 15 years, and so on and so on. So what's our scores for The Living Daylights?
Living Daylights, 80.
Yours will be quite a high score. Right?
Yeah, but it's if I got the right film.
Hopefully. Try to.
89 from you and 91 from me.
So we both love this movie a lot.
Yes.
Yeah. I think Dalton really hits the ground running. We've talked about him returning to Fleming's Bond. That opening sequence in Gibraltar is fabulous.
Great, yeah.
And straight away you're like, okay, we're doing something different with these movies now.
Yeah.
From literally the first time you see Dalton's face and that shot of him turning around, you sort of think, okay, something is completely different here. There are a couple of problems, I think, with The Living Daylights. One, I think, is the plot is too convoluted. That last quarter, let's say, of the movie in Afghanistan is a little bit too complicated. You've sort of got, they're smuggling weapons, no, they're smuggling diamonds, no, they're smuggling drugs. They're sort of like doing a little bit of everything, and it does get a bit, the drugs are paying for the diamonds, and the diamonds are what. So there is a bit of that. Obviously, Bond helping the Mujahideen hasn't really aged very well in terms of everything that has sort of happened since. But there are some fabulous, fabulous things in this movie. We talked about it earlier. That stunt hanging out the back of the plane. I mean, that's I will put that with
insane.
Anything you've got. That
It's
is just
so
brilliant.
good. And it the way they've shot it so you can just see, oh my God, they're actually doing
they
that.
are actually doing that. Okay, fine. And I can promise you, as a 12-year-old watching that in the cinema, it was amazing. You were sat there like, okay, that's a long way up.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to love here. It's a great first movie. Shall we move on? In 8th place, with a score of 181, this is going to surprise a lot of people because it probably is a bit too high, if we're being honest, It's A View to a Kill.
How did that happen?
Great question. How did that happen? Now, I just want to say,
I bet this is my fault. Let's have a look.
Objectively, no, it's me. And I'll tell you why. Objectively, this is not a great movie, right? However, just look again at our elements.
Yeah.
You've got great villains. You've got a great
Henchmen.
locations, great henchmen, great stories, a good theme song, and it's going to score high. It's got all the elements. Is it a great movie? Not really, but it's fun. I mean, I always say, of all the Bond movies you'd want to just sit down and watch now, or sit like in with a load of mates or in the pub or something like that, you're going to reach for A View to a Kill. You just are, because it's Roger Moore jumping off the Eiffel Tower and driving half a Renault around Paris. Who doesn't want to see that?
He doesn't jump off the Eiffel Tower.
Well, no, okay. But you know what I mean.
Killed him.
Running around on the Eiffel Tower. And, you know.
94, you went...
94, did I?
Blimey. To my 87.
I went a bit mad there, didn't I, to be fair. Yeah. But this is a movie I really love. It's it's completely stupid, but it's a lot of fun. I also would say, I think one of the great villains, I think Christopher Walken is... I mean, it's Christopher Walken. He's amazing in everything. But...
He's very good.
He's brilliant in this.
And, the scene on the blimp when he's talking to the baddies about his plan and he chucks all the the microchips.
Yeah.
All that good.
He does look genuinely bad doing that thing as it's coming up and all that. Yeah. He's brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant.
Grace Jones is fantastic.
She is. Great hench person.
Yeah.
And I think, so that was a high score.
Crazy, but...
Yeah. Look, of course there are some problems. There are some ridiculous things going on in it. The Rog dangling off the rope and the aerials are whacking his balls and all that is just stupid, right? I know that sort of thing will be too silly for some people.
Yeah.
I get it. I understand that. I also know Roger's too old. He's 58 and he looks it at this point, right? So, of course, he's not hanging off the cable car and all that kind of stuff, right? The airship, rather.
Yeah.
And, right, so I get it, but you sort of suspend your disbelief. You have a lot of fun with this movie. And like I say, all the elements are there. You know, probably not so much the story. I don't think we both went a bundle on the story. I think we both thought the story was probably a little bit ridiculous. 6s, was it? Oh, 7.
7. You said 8.
I said 8, did I? Blimey. I was feeling terribly generous. Okay, let's move on quick. I can't justify that, to be honest. Right, 7th.
Right.
One of the, in my opinion, this would be in my top 3 if we were just asking me to rank them. But it's only come 7th doing it this way, and that is From Russia With Love. This is a really, really fantastic movie as a movie. This is a proper espionage thriller a la Alfred Hitchcock, very closely based on Fleming's novel. Maybe the best of the movies that lean on Fleming's novels quite hard. And this may be Fleming's best novel too. It is a terrific story. The greatest fight scene in all of Bond.
Oh, yeah.
Let's be honest.
Okay.
It is.
Yeah.
I think where it slips slightly is obviously they're still tinkering with the format. So a bit like Dr. No, they haven't quite got so much in the way of sort of gadgets and those sorts of things going on.
I went 9 for gadgets, but I think I was just excited about the briefcase.
The briefcase is
and
good.
I didn't know what was coming, did I? So I went very high.
But it should be very high. It's a fabulous movie, this.
Yeah.
And it is a really good... It doesn't have, and probably where it came down, maybe doesn't have the massive stunt set pieces that we would see later on.
Yeah.
You know, Rog falling out of a plane without a parachute. That isn't in From Russia With Love. But in terms of the sort of feeling of it and the tone of the piece, I think it's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
What were our scores? Yours must have been really high.
We both said 92.
92.
Yeah.
It's a good score, isn't it?
And
like I said earlier, I think that's consistent. You know, you and I have both scored it highly. And both scored it the same, so we've both kind of seen it the same way. Even though I've seen it a million times and you've never seen it before.
Yeah. I think it's, while we like a lot of different stuff, maybe this shows that, we both...
I think you find that sweet spot in the
We
middle,
like Hitchcock movies, and You like trains.
I like trains.
I thought the bit on the train was fantastic.
Yes.
And it could have got, I think it is a good half hour or more you're on that
Oh,
train.
yeah.
Yeah.
It is a really, really great movie. And if we were scoring it just from my, like ranking what's my favourite movies, this is probably top 3 for me.
Yeah.
I think it's just a fabulous movie. We have another tie, I'm afraid. 186. Both scoring 186. Now this is quite interesting.
What position is this in?
Well,
Sixth?
this would be joint fifth, but fifth and sixth, but joint fifth. We have GoldenEye with 186. And you know how much I love GoldenEye because we've seen that together in the cinema, and I adore that movie. And we also have, perhaps slightly controversially, Thunderball with 186. Let's talk about GoldenEye first.
Yeah.
This was the movie that relaunched Bond for the 90s. There hadn't been a film for 6 years. It was a very long time. Suddenly, they go back to basics. They bring back a tall, dark, handsome guy in a tuxedo, driving the DB5, drinking the martinis, and really leaning into the whole classic Bond stuff. Could have gone very badly. It didn't. It went extremely well. This movie went mad all over the world, and I absolutely loved it.
You loved it 94 out of 110. No, it's on 92. So I was
you
only
loved
a little
it too.
behind.
Yeah, no, 2 really, really good scores.
Yeah.
There is, of course, one big problem with GoldenEye.
No, sorry, I said 110. I meant 120.
120, yeah.
Sorry.
There is, of course, one big problem with GoldenEye. He's racing a Ferrari in a DB5 in the streets above Monaco. Find me some music that's, that's saying that. However, great theme tune, great Bond, great good story, really good leading lady.
Yeah.
Great locations.
And on the top as well.
Nice, great hench person, woman.
Alan come in, I could take or leave.
Yeah, you weren't an Alan Cumming fan, were you? With the Scottish Russian accent didn't quite work for you, did it? No, that didn't quite work for you.
Nah.
But loads to love about GoldenEye, and I know I've said it before, a really important movie for the franchise. Because if that dies, the franchise probably dies. 6 years from the last movie, it wasn't particularly popular. I know we've all reappraised License to Kill, but it wasn't popular at the time. So then there you're looking at 8 years since the last popular movie, and even that wasn't a Roger Moore. So if GoldenEye fails, the series probably goes at that point.
Yeah.
So a movie that I just loved. And look, I'm sentimental about it because that was my era, right? I was 20 in 1995 and everything worked the way it should. Right, Thunderball with 186. Now...
Sorry, I'll just say it's the same. 94 from you, 92 from me.
Oh, right, exactly the same. That's interesting. Yeah. I think most people would think this was a little high.
Yeah.
But again, it's the elements. It's doing it this way. Is there a great theme song? Yes.
Yeah.
Are there some great stunts? Yes.
Yes.
Some great music as well, actually. The score is pretty good.
It's got...
We have a great villain.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
We have a great villain. We have some fabulous locations. The Bahamas on the screen looks great. So whatever its problems, and there are some problems, we have some great gags. All of the elements are there to make a great Bond film. Now, yes, there are some problems. The underwater sequences are far too long and slow the thing down a little bit. Would you say? You're shaking your head?
I know, yeah. They probably are, but I'm fine.
But you're all right with it?
I'm fine with it. I think, they obviously... It's a lot of bloody work put into all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe they just went a bit...
Would have been cutting edge at the time, so you can see why they went into it.
But
I
suppose there's
did.
long stretches where there's no dialogue because no one can talk.
Exactly. And the other problem, of course, with underwater action is it's all a bit slower.
Yeah.
So there is that slight sort of feeling of that. But look, we're nitpicking. There is a lot of really good stuff in this movie. I think there are some great gags. Seems terribly difficult with a gun is maybe the thing that makes me laugh most in the whole of Bond. I think Connery just plays that just perfectly. As does Adolfo Celli, by the way. And I just think there's, again, big, heavy, particularly the first half of the movie, quite a heavy influence from Fleming. First being introduced to Spectre in Paris, no less. Classic scene where they're all sat around the table. You can't see Blofeld's face, and the guy gets fried. That's very classic, and again, straight out of Fleming. There is. I can see why people struggle with it, but I think if you're going to score it this way, there are a lot of classic elements that are really heavily lent into in this movie. And this was the height of 60s Bond mania, don't forget. Even more so than Goldfinger. So that's Thunderball. We have 4 movies to go.
Right.
I'm going to very quickly return one last time to Phil's marvellous analytical work that he's done for us, because there are a few other little bits and bobs that he's picked out.
Let's have a look.
These are just a few sort of random things that he's picked out from looking at the data. So, according to the data, you love the Bond films 98.05% as much as I do. So, that's pretty good. Right? Considering you're only watching them for the first time, you like them almost as much as I do. 1.95% less than I do, which, I think we'd take that, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Not bad at all. The category that Bond films own over other franchises are the gadgets, says Phil, which I think is probably fair. However, this is interesting. This is on aggregate the weakest category over the entire movie. I wonder if that's some of the... There are periods where they decide, right, not many gadgets in this one, move away from it.
Yeah.
And I suspect that's probably what it is. It's a sort of ebb and flow of the movies. For Your Eyes Only being different to Moonraker and so on.
Yeah.
I suspect that's what answers that. The second weakest category is henchmen.
Yeah.
So where there are great henchmen, or women, Grace Jones, On a Top, Jaws, there are plenty of movies where there aren't.
Yeah. I would have thought that would be, I get more so than gadgets, but obviously not. But
No, not according to the data.
There's definitely ones where, you've got some blonde German bloke who...
Hans,
who
who appears once and then falls in the piranhas.
Yeah.
A couple of other things that Phil's pointed out. I'm not quite sure if I should read this exactly the way he's put it, so forgive me, these are not my words. Girls hit an early peak in the 1960s. Yeah, make of that what you will. With a near return to form in the mid to late 1990s.
Yeah.
So that, I think, is the Michelle Yeoh, Sophie Marceau effect, isn't it? Because that's the first time we're seeing Bond girls as really sort of fully formed characters.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Even where they've tried to make them a bit ass-kicky before, not quite the full package that they would later be.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably what's contributed to that score. And the last thing he says is, the category that Tom felt varied most over the course of the franchise was gadgets.
Yeah.
For me, it was henchmen.
Yeah. So again...
So that's pretty much what we said.
Yeah.
Overall, Tom's opinion of the films differed more widely than James's.
Right.
That's probably fair, because I just like them all, because I'm a fan, right? So you're sort of looking and going, because you haven't got quite the same emotional connection to him, I suppose. Other than the opening sequence.
Yeah.
And the only film without a single standout category that was good or bad, i.e. the only film that we both scored pretty sort of average all the way through, was actually You Only Live Twice. Phil, thank you for doing all that work.
Yeah.
I have no idea what some of the stuff you sent me means.
We've been through most of it.
There's percentages and things I don't understand, but thank you. And it's really interesting to see all this broken down in a different way. Yeah. So thank you very much for your hard work. We have 4 movies left to go through. Okay? This is our top 4, and it starts with a score of 191. It's...
Goldfinger.
Goldfinger. Let's all just have Goldfinger and be done with it. Okay? Goldfinger, 1964. Again, this would probably be a tiny bit higher on mine if we were scoring it this way. But anyway, Goldfinger. This is really the classic caper that launched the modern Bond film. This is the first one where you see the template. of what many of the Bond films are.
Definitely, yeah.
Get your pre-title sequence with a big action sequence. Go and get your instructions from M in London. Go somewhere, meet the girl, play cards with the baddie, right? And so many of the sort of template that would follow. The girl that dies is usually one girl who's a sort of sacrificial lamb. In fact, there's two actually in Goldfinger. So this is where you see the template, and I think it's the best of the 60s movies, and I think it's a classic, that sets the tone for everything that follows.
Yeah. So you like this one quite a bit more than me. 99 to my 92.
Okay.
So I still liked it a hell of a lot.
92 is still a good score.
Yeah.
120.
Yes. Yeah, third time around for Connery, so he's well in the swing of it.
Yeah, he is.
We had, one of the all-time classic henchmen.
We do.
Early on in film number 3.
One of the all-time classic suits.
Yeah.
The grey suit, the 3-piece suit is just the most gorgeous thing.
Yeah. One of the, most iconic theme tunes, and the score just uses that theme to great effect throughout the movie.
And again, I think in terms of John Barry hitting his stride, third movie, you know what we're doing here. Well, Barry's second, but third movie. And like you say, we've got this fabulous theme tune. Let's refer to it in different ways all the way through the movie, and we'll work it into the story. So I think you see a lot of what followed in this movie. So it's a movie I'm very fond of, and it would be 2 or even 1 for me. But it's 4 doing it this way, so hey, we'll take that. Number 3. Now this is interesting. This is really interesting. Because I think this is the best of the modern Bond films, and yet, scoring it this way, there's another modern Bond film that I've scored higher. Yeah. So there we go. So number 3, with a score of 193, is Skyfall. I think this is the best of the modern Bond films.
Yeah.
It's self-contained. It's a fabulous romp. It goes all over the world. It does all the things a Bond film should. It's the most popular Bond film of all time by box office.
Yeah.
My wife likes it best, so gotta get some brownie points by saying how much I like it. The pace of this plot is amazing. It's got one of the great villains. Javier Bardem is going to go down as just a legendary Bond villain.
Yes,
and it's the right movie at the right time, because Quantum of Solace had been a flop. It's now 6 years since Casino Royale, which everybody loved. We're ready for a Bond film. It was the Olympic year, and so much of it was set in London. So it was of the time to sort of sell it on the screen. Sam Mendes directed it and got everything right. I just think there's very, very few missteps in this movie. I think it's a fabulous, fabulous film. Yeah. And you can watch it over and over and over again. And indeed I have.
Okay. And you scored that the same as Goldfinger, 99. Whereas I went 94.
Okay.
But like you, really, really strong entry.
Yeah.
Like you say, Javier Bardem really shows, like, in comparison to Christoph Waltz, he's actually pretty frightening and
9 days,
a bit deranged and but suave and tech
he's
savvy.
evil Bond, isn't he? In some ways, he's evil version of Bond.
Yeah, one of the more threatening, villains, and a great story with his history with them. But don't need CGI Komodo dragons.
No.
Get some real ones. Have some fun with them. That would have impressed me more.
Yeah, chuck a real one in there. In the old days, they would have done. When they were swimming with sharks and jumping out of planes without parachutes, they would have done all that. Wouldn't it? Just another day in the office.
Yeah,
cutting off their own foot and stuff like that. It would have been not a problem. But there we are. So love Skyfall, and honestly, very fond of it. So would probably be number 1 for me. But hey ho. Now we have 2 movies left.
Yeah.
One classic and one more modern movie.
Yeah.
And we have a slight problem.
Because they're number 1.
They're both number 1. The classic one is The Spy Who Loved Me.
Yeah.
The greatest movie ever made. And the new one is, of course, Casino Royale. So we'll look at each of those and so let's do The Spy Who Loved Me first.
I'll just say the scores
individually.
Sorry, Oh, so we got Spy Who Loved Me. Yeah, you went 96 and I went 102.
102?
Oh.
That's the biggest score we've seen, isn't it?
Yeah,
From anyone.
that's my top score.
Wow.
And then Casino Royale, you said 100 and I said 98.
That's the first 100 I've given.
And that's your highest score. Yeah.
That's interesting. See, that's interesting because I do slightly prefer Skyfall. And yet, Skyfall, I scored 99 and this I scored 100.
Only 1 point.
So there we are again. It's interesting doing it this way, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's talk about The Spy Who Loved Me first.
Yeah.
This has just got all the ingredients.
Yeah.
You can see why Steve Coogan chose this one to be Alan Partridge's favourite.
Yes.
Because it's the Bondiest of the Bond films. You've got the women, the gadgets, the gags, the
vehicle,
great locations, the great legendary vehicle.
The best song.
Great song.
Yeah. Well, you think the other one's the best song, but yes.
Yeah, but Spy Who Loved Me is a great song, right?
Yeah,
Nobody does it better as a great song. And so it is really... all the elements are there, right?
Yeah.
And there's so little that's wrong with it. And bear in mind, it came after The Man with the Golden Gun, which was not very well received. So there was a little bit of pressure on when they made this.
Yeah.
But it's just a fabulous movie. And I think if you're introducing someone to Bond, you can't
probably
go far
likely,
wrong with this, can you?
Yeah, I'd say. But then it depends if it's someone like, I don't know, someone a bit younger, like my nephew, or someone who probably like the Craig. Well, he does like
indeed,
the Craig ones
and that takes us nicely onto Casino Royale.
Yeah.
I mean, Casino Royale. This is the movie that relaunched Bond for a new generation. Die Another Day had been a bit of a flop, and well, not a flop, but hadn't been critically well received. So they took it away, made it tougher, darker, harder. Competed with the Bourne franchise that was going on at the time, and they got pretty much everything right with this movie. Great decision to cast Daniel Craig. Very controversial but correct decision. Went back to Fleming. It does follow the novel quite closely. And again, Casino Royale is the first novel, so the fact that they're reinventing Bond and restarting Bond and origin story of Bond. Go back to the first novel. Good decision. Venice is a bit of an add-on. That bit's not in the novel, but most of the novel is there. And so you're right. I think if you're a younger and you look back at 1977 and think, oh my God, that might as well be the Stone Age, then yes, you'd probably start them on Casino Royale, wouldn't you? I would say. And what a theme tune. Was that the first 10 I gave? It was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yours was for Live and Let Die.
Live and Let Die and The Spy Who Loved Me.
And The Spy Who Loved Me.
Yeah.
I gave them 9s.
Yeah.
I gave this one a 10. So.
Yeah.
So how are we going to break the tie? Should we flip a coin or?
No, I just say that's it. Some
it's a
things
tie.
It's just a tie.
Sometimes it's a draw. There's no overtime here.
Yeah.
Right? It's
decide for yourself. I don't know.
Decide for yourself. Why not leave us a comment? Hey, come on, Seamless. See what I did there? Why not leave us a comment? So please write underneath which one do you prefer and why.
Yeah.
And you're not allowed to put the meme of Alan Partridge going stop getting bombed because it's overused. It's brilliant, but it's overused. So So there we are.
Or you can contact us on the socials.
Oh yeah, I forgot to say the socials. For the socials.
I think we've covered.
I think we've come to the end, my friend. I think we've come to the end after literally years of hard work. Yeah. Mostly by you, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
Mostly you doing all the editing. But thank you. Thank you for inviting me to be a part of it.
So, but it's been great, and well, we're not done really, are we? We're just done on this series, or are we? I mean, we've talked about it. Maybe we should do Never Say Never Again. Next, Casino Royale 67.
Be a lot to talk about in that. Then. So leave us a comment. What do you want us to do next?
Well,
we can respond to public demand. I mean, we'll probably ignore you, but we'd love to hear what you have to say.
I've got a pretty solid idea for Series 2.
Tom has an idea for... Is it Series 2 or Season 2 for our American viewers?
Well, no, because they actually have seasons in America.
Oh, right, yeah.
Whereas
it takes us years to do an episode.
So we'll have to call it Series.
Series, okay. So Series 2 is on its way. And it will be the same but slightly different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
definitely be talking about movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two old blokes jabbering on for too long, basically.
Yeah.
If that sounds like your flavour of vodka, then please join us for Series 2.
Thanks.
Thank you for your comments. Oh, that's nice. Get the wig out one more time. Lovely. See, without context, that would look weird.
Yeah, luxury
But
tea
now,
room, everybody.
It looks great. Looks great. Love the T-shirt. Who
It's
got you that?
Oh, just some legends, mate.
I know. Thank you very much for watching. See you for Season 2. Love you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
How long do we?
I think we can...
Stay.
Right. Yeah, we're gone.